I set off the fire alarm on my first blind date. Fire trucks came. The restaurant evacuated. And somehow he asked me out again. This is my most chaotic romantic disaster ever. Hey everyone, welcome back to English Story Academy. I'm Mia, and today I'm sharing the story of my worst first date. Actually, it was my first blind date, which made it even more terrifying. My friend Jennifer had been trying to set me up for months with her coworker David. She kept saying we'd be perfect together. I finally agreed, mostly to stop her from asking. Jennifer gave me David's number. We texted for a week before meeting. He seemed nice, funny, easy to talk to over text. But I was still incredibly nervous. I'd never been on a blind date before. What if we had nothing to talk about in person? What if he didn't like me? What if I didn't like him? We agreed to meet at an Italian restaurant called Bella Vista on Friday night at 7. Jennifer assured me it was romantic, not too fancy, perfect for a first date. I spent the entire day obsessing over what to wear. Too casual? Too dressy? I changed outfits 4 times before settling on a simple black dress. I left my apartment at 6:30, giving myself plenty of time. The restaurant was only 20 minutes away by subway. I wanted to arrive exactly on time, not too early, not late. Perfect timing shows you're interested but not desperate, right? Wrong. Everything went wrong from the very beginning. I got off at the right subway stop, walked 3 blocks following my phone's GPS, and arrived at Bella Vista. But when I walked in, something felt off. The restaurant was almost empty. Only 2 tables had customers. It looked dark, quiet, nothing like the romantic place Jennifer described. The hostess greeted me.
Good evening. Table for 1?
No, I'm meeting someone. Reservation for 7? Name is David? She checked her book, looking confused.
I'm not showing any reservations for tonight. We don't usually take reservations on Fridays.
That's weird. David said he made a reservation. Maybe he forgot? Or maybe this is the wrong Bella Vista. I pulled out my phone to text him. That's when I noticed Jennifer's messages with the restaurant address, Bella Vista on Madison Avenue. I was at Bella Vista on Park Avenue. Different restaurant. Same name. Wrong location. Oh no. Wrong place. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I ran out of the restaurant. Madison Avenue was 15 blocks away. It was already 6:55. I had 5 minutes to get there. I started half running, half walking in heels, sweating, my hair getting messy from the wind. This was not how I wanted to arrive at my first date. The arrival. I burst into the correct Bella Vista at 7:07. Late, sweaty, out of breath. Immediately, I saw him, sitting at a corner table, looking at his phone. David was tall, dark hair, wearing a nice button-up shirt. Handsome. Very handsome, which made me even more nervous. I walked over, trying to catch my breath.
David? Hi, I'm Mia. I'm so sorry I'm late. I went to wrong Bella Vista, same name, different street.
He stood up smiling, not seeming upset at all.
Hey. No worries. At all. I'm just glad you made it. Jennifer warned me you might get lost.
Wait, what? Jennifer told him I get lost easily? Thanks, Jennifer. We sat down. The waiter came immediately. David had already ordered wine for the table, a nice gesture. The waiter poured glasses for both of us.
So, wrong restaurant, huh? That's actually pretty funny. At least you have a good story now.
Yes, very funny. I'm mortified, but yes, funny. He laughed. Good sign. He seemed relaxed, easygoing. Maybe this would be okay. The first disaster. We started talking. He asked about my job, my hobbies. I asked about his work, his interests. The conversation flowed surprisingly well. He was interesting, asked good questions, actually listened to my answers. I started to relax. Maybe too much. I reached for my wine glass while telling a story about my coworker. I was gesturing with my hands, being animated, and my elbow hit the glass. The wine tipped over, spilling directly onto David's lap. Red wine, all over his khaki pants, soaking through immediately. Oh my God! Oh no, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry! I grabbed my napkin, reaching across the table to help clean it up, then realized that would mean touching his lap, which would be incredibly awkward. He grabbed his napkin, trying to soak up the wine, but it was everywhere.
It's okay. It's okay. Accidents happen.
Your pants. They're ruined. I'm so sorry. The waiter rushed over with extra napkins. Other diners were staring. I wanted to disappear. What kind of person spills wine on their date within the first 15 minutes? David went to the bathroom to clean up. I sat there alone, mortified, considering just leaving and never dating again. But he came back, pants still clearly stained, but he was smiling.
Good news. The bathroom has a hand dryer. Bad news. It doesn't work very well on pants. I look like I wet myself. But in red.
I laughed despite my embarrassment. He was being so nice about this disaster. The second disaster. We ordered food. I decided to be extra careful. No more wild hand gestures. The pasta arrived. It looked delicious. We continued talking, the conversation getting easier, more comfortable. There was a candle on our table, a small romantic touch the restaurant added. Beautiful ambiance. I leaned forward to hear David better over the noise of other diners, and my hair came too close to the candle flame. I didn't notice at first. David's eyes suddenly went wide.
Mia! Your hair. Fire.
What? I smelled burning. I reached up and felt heat. The very end of my hair was smoking. Not flames yet, but definitely singed. I patted it frantically. David grabbed his water glass and threw water on my head. The smoking stopped. But now I was wet, my hair dripping, smelling like burnt hair and wet dog. Did you just throw water on me?
Your hair was on fire. What was I supposed to do?
You're right, thank you. Oh my God, this is the worst date ever.
Well, it's definitely memorable.
The waiter came over again, very concerned. He moved the candle far away from our table. He offered to bring towels. I declined, too embarrassed. I was sitting there soaking wet, smelling terrible, having already spilled wine on my date. We should have stopped there. We should have called it a night. But David insisted we keep eating, keep talking. He seemed genuinely unbothered by the chaos. The fire alarm. Dinner continued. My pasta was getting cold, but I was trying to salvage this disaster of an evening. David was telling a funny story about his family when I noticed smoke. Not from my hair this time, from the kitchen. Other diners noticed too. People were looking around, sniffing the air. Then the fire alarm went off. Loud, piercing. The sprinkler system activated. Water started raining down from the ceiling. Everyone in the restaurant screamed and ran for the exit. The staff was yelling directions. Complete chaos. David grabbed my hand and we ran outside with everyone else. We stood on the sidewalk, along with all the other diners and restaurant staff, as water poured from the ceiling inside. Within minutes, fire trucks arrived, sirens blaring. Firefighters rushed into the building. I stood there soaking wet from the sprinklers, my burnt hair plastered to my head, next to David, who was also drenched, his pants still stained with wine. We looked at each other and just started laughing. Hysterical, can't breathe laughing.
Is this real life? Did this actually just happen?
M.E. I'm cursed. I must be cursed. There's no other explanation.
Kitchen grease fire, small one, already out. Everyone's safe. Restaurant will need to close for cleanup.
So it wasn't even my fault this time. The restaurant itself had a fire, but it felt like the universe was just piling on disasters for my first date. The aftermath. The crowd started dispersing. Our romantic dinner was officially over. I turned to David. I am so sorry. This was supposed to be nice dinner. I spilled wine on you, set my hair on fire, and then actual fire. I understand if you want to just go home and never see me again. He looked at me, still smiling despite being soaking wet.
Are you kidding? This is the best first date I've ever had.
What? How? This was disaster.
Yeah, but it was an interesting disaster. I've been on so many boring first dates. Awkward small talk, nothing to say, forcing conversation. This was an adventure. You're funny. You're real. You laugh at yourself. I like that.
You're crazy. But thank you.
Want to get pizza? There's a place 2 blocks from here. No candles, I promise.
We went to the pizza place. We sat outside on the patio, both still wet from the sprinklers, eating amazing New York pizza and talking for 2 more hours. The conversation flowed easily. We discovered we both loved hiking, both hated horror movies, both wanted to travel to Japan someday. At the end of the night, he walked me to the subway station.
Can I see you again? Maybe somewhere without fire hazards?
Really? After tonight, you actually want second date?
Absolutely. Next time, we'll go somewhere outdoor. Can't set off fire alarms outside.
We went on that second date, and a third, and a fourth. 6 months later, we're still together. The lesson: dating English. Let me share the vocabulary I used and learned from this experience. Blind date terms. Blind date: meeting someone you've never seen before. Set up: when friends arrange a date for you. First impression: how someone perceives you initially. Chemistry: natural connection between people. Hit it off, immediately get along well with someone. Restaurant vocabulary: reservation, booking a table in advance. Hostess, person who greets and seats guests. Ambiance, atmosphere or mood of a place. Check, the bill at the end of the meal. Split the check, divide the bill equally. Disaster phrases: mortified, extremely embarrassed. Awkward, uncomfortable or embarrassing situation. Spill, accidentally pour or drop liquid. Make a mess, create disorder or dirtiness. Ruin, destroy, or severely damage something. Dating phrases: I'm running late. Polite way to say you'll be delayed. My treat. Offering to pay for someone. Can I see you again? Asking for another date. We should do this again. Expressing interest in meeting again. I had a great time. Positive ending to a date. Recovery phrases: I'm so sorry. Apologizing sincerely. It was an accident. Explaining unintentional action. Are you okay? Checking on someone after incident. Don't worry about it. Dismissing an apology. These things happen. Accepting mistakes gracefully. Compliment phrases: you look nice. Standard compliment. I like your smile. Personal compliment. You're funny. Complimenting sense of humor. You're easy to talk to. Complimenting conversation. I feel comfortable with you. Expressing connection. What I really learned: this chaotic date taught me that perfect isn't always best. I tried so hard to make everything perfect, and literally everything went wrong. But David didn't care about perfect. He cared about real, being yourself, laughing at your mistakes, not taking everything too seriously. These things matter more than flawless execution. The disasters gave us stories to tell, inside jokes, shared memories from day one. Now, when we tell people how we met, they can't believe it. Jennifer always says she knew we'd be perfect together, though she admits she didn't expect our first date to involve fire trucks. Last week, David took me back to Bella Vista. It had reopened after repairs from the kitchen fire. We sat at the same corner table. No candles this time, at David's insistence. We had a lovely, uneventful dinner. It was nice. But honestly, not as memorable as the first one. If you enjoyed this story and learned something about handling disasters gracefully, please like and subscribe to English Story Academy. Next week, another dating disaster story that proves chaos can lead to connection. Until then, embrace the imperfect moments, laugh at yourself, and remember, sometimes the worst dates make the best relationships. See you next time.